Okay, my name is Guru Prasad Swami. I was born in Toledo, Ohio. I was always interested in and directed in the area of science, mathematics, and I was interested. But then when I started studying nuclear physics, and I got to a certain point, I started to have little crises in my life of really trying to understand what is the purpose of all this. And then I started going a little deeper. And I remember what my mother told me when I was she said when I was 5 years old, that she said I must have had some interest in religion because they baked a pie. And before I took my piece, I said, "Have you saved a piece for Jesus?" So I remembered that, and I said, maybe I should look for something spiritual. And then I had this crazy dream where I died in the dream, and I was floating, and they were carrying my body. I was floating above the body, watching and just thinking, what's going to happen? And they put the body in a tomb, and then I was just sitting there floating above the tomb in this dream, and just thinking, what's next? What's going to happen? Here's the body's there. I'm here, and then I woke up, and I was totally. So I made a plan with a friend of mine to take a trip to California, the northwest of the U.S., Canada, and my friend was probably one of the more negative influences in my life as far as, drugs and sex and everything else, which I wasn't really too interested in, but he was very interested in. So he was always trying to pull me into these things. But his father thought I was the bad influence on him. And his father happened to be on the draft board, a local draft board. So as soon as he found out that I wasn't in school, that I didn't have I think it was called 4F exemption at that time, which means as long as you're studying, you don't get drafted. As soon as he found out I wasn't in school, I didn't have that exemption, he got me drafted. And so then I went into the Army, and I thought even more, I'd had this real controversy in my life, what is this all about? What am I doing here? And in my frustration, I found one other soldier who was practicing yoga. So he gave me all these books on yoga and meditation, and I joined a group called Paramahansa Yogananda, very popular group at that time. I started practicing that, and I took initiation. So I had all these books, all these yoga books. Anyway, the captain heard about this guy. He's getting up at 3 in the morning. Everybody's complaining about him. Getting up, turning on his light, saying Om, and doing all kinds of strange exercises. They would throw beer cans, because it was one big barrack, and they just had dividers, they'd throw a boot at me, or, So I was in anxiety, they were in anxiety, and so finally one day the captain called me and said, now he's going to chew me out and tell me I can't get up early. And so he sat down, he pulled out one of my books, which at that time I had just found the Bhagavad Gita by Prabhupada, our Bhagavad Gita. There's many versions, and I had read it all the way through, and I was very convinced this is the right path. And I was getting up even earlier and trying to become more serious. And he said, I know this book. And he said, you're a religious person. You don't belong here. He said, I'm going to transfer you over to the chaplain's corps. And he said, not only that, you're a vegetarian, and you get up early. Therefore, you don't belong in a barracks. Therefore, I'm going to give you separate rations, separate housing. And he said, I'll just give you a payment for it. You can buy your own food. You can rent your own place. So I said, wow, this is amazing. I thought I was going to get chewed out. Instead, I got rewarded. So this was all in Panama. This was happening in Panama. And so I was transferred over to the chaplain's corps. And of course, they asked me, what's your religion? And I said, well, I don't really know how to define it. We call it Krishna consciousness. And they go, the bewildered look on their faces. And I don't know if you can I mean, everybody here is either Jewish, Protestant, or Catholic. I said, so does that mean there's religious discrimination? He said, no, 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 no. Okay, do you know how to type? I said, no. He said, you have to know how to type. I said, give me 3 days. So I went and took an intense course in typing. I just practiced, I said, I got to get out of that barracks. The day came, I was laying in my sleeping bag, really suffering like anything. So my leader came in and he said, well, if you're too sick, I guess you can wait. I said, no, no, no way, no way. I said, no way. Went to the bathroom, took a bath, it was fever, and weak as anything. But I said, no, I'm going. So I went in there, just dragged myself in. I saw Prabhupada sitting there, actually he was sitting on a chair like this, but even much bigger and much. And my experience was that I thought I was looking into the spiritual world. It seemed like from the chair, like it was a throne, and the throne was glowing with some effulgence. I was just staring at it. And he would ask everyone this one question: what are the 4 principles? So the person before me went up. I was thinking, because I was very nervous, thinking this is it, this is my moment. And so I was thinking the 4 principles, I hope I don't forget one of them, It was going over in my head. And then he asked the person before me, what are the 10 offenses against the holy name? I go, oh my God, what's he going to ask me? I came up there really first of all, I couldn't move very fast. It seemed like I was going through quicksand, and then like time had stopped. I was going through these layers of light and all kinds of things. That's the experience I was having trying to get up there. It seemed like it took me about an hour to go from where I was sitting. And then I bowed down, and so I was waiting for the question. He said, what are the 4 principles? So I said them, and he gave me my beads. He said my name, which I couldn't remember. I was so nervous. And then I went, as soon as I got away, I asked somebody, what was that name again? They told me that they wrote it down, gave it to me. And my name was given to me was Guru Prasad, at that time. And so I was just very happy, thinking that this is that moment. This is the culmination of that long journey of investigation and searching and trying to find what is God, what is life all about. I said, now I feel like I fulfilled that. And now it's a question of bettering my life, becoming, more spiritually enhanced from this point on. So now it's a question of spiritual growth. I felt like I found my path, now I have to grow and mature.